Yo, yo, yo. Hey, this is for my kinfolk. 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 First of all, I wanna thank the guy above by teaching me what's right and showing me much love. Thanking all the people that pushing me ahead. Now I know in due time be breaking off bread. Living life in life terms, gotta do. Cause things in the past might come back and hunt you. The way you started out, the way you fought about. Avoided all the haters cause you took a different route. You suffered from the loss, you ate from the pain. With all the depth you kept it stepping, yet you still remain. So let's smoke, sit back, and do a toast. Not my family, but you know to me it's King Flo. Yo, this is for my kinfolk. This is for my kinfolk. This is for my kinfolk. Oh, this is for my kinfolk. Yo. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another show of Food for Thought. You know what I'm saying? It's a community outreach, whatever you want to call it, type of program where we watch each other back. But anyway, let me start my show by giving all thanks to my higher power, to whom I wish to call my God. You should do the same. I want to get some birthdays out the way. Oh man, the pain. Give me a minute. It's on right here. Okay, these birthday shots finna go like this. Who was that? Angela Simply Blessed Malone. Happy birthday, Queen. Chatting Hood. What's that? Southside. Enjoy your birthday. Whitley Gilbert. Enjoy your birthday, Miss Lady. Big Dog here. Don't do it. Enjoy your birthday. Turn up. Crystal Freeman. Happy birthday to you, sweetheart. Who is this? Mario Kenzie Crazy. What's that? McCann? Happy birthday to you. Sydney Pasia. Happy birthday. I hope I said it right. One of my big brothers, Mario Jackson. Happy birthday to you, my brother, with many more to come, man. If you ain't doing nothing, slide down on me and shit like that. I got a birthday drink for you. Anthony Johnson, my brother. Happy birthday to you, man. With more to come, all right? Me to you, yo. And to my cousin, right? Ann Johnson, Ann Dunbar Johnson, a.k.a. Cooler. Happy birthday to you, cuz. With many more. It's a blessing when we get birthdays, I guess. Well, when we make it to our next birth date, put it like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't get birthdays. We get birth dates. You know what I'm saying? Our birthday was the first when we was born. Now we get birth dates. The dates that we were born on. Put it like that. What's up? Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the let me put this link up in the chat and on the board. Boom. Let's see. Copy. Alright. I'm gonna paste it right here on StreamYard, and I'm gonna place it on Facebook. I don't know, it looked like they got a new invite type of situation going on here, so I don't know, but cross y'all fingers for me, cause you know I want to get my invites for my guests and everything and shit. I guess they was doing some construction, just like I'm doing construction on Food for Thought. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they got theirs straight. So at any time, you know what I'm saying, you can request a request, I guess. But anyway, I'm gonna put the link up there on Facebook, on the feed. So whoever want to participate, they can participate. All right, there I go. I had a topic today too, people.
Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, 3-degree turn in life. 3-degree turn in life. A 360-degree turn in life. My fault. Pardon the body. A 360-degree turn in life. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I would like, you know what I'm saying, some guests to get up here and expound, you know what I'm saying, if you can get where I'm coming from and stuff like that. Because you notice when I be up here all the time, I always talk about change and things like that. And first of all, and foremost, let me apologize because I've been AWOL. I ain't been doing no shows because, I know the people that's close to me that communicate with me know that, you know what I'm saying, I've been losing family members, you know what I'm saying, and it's been like back to back, it's been like a cloud over my head, you know what I'm saying, where I had to step back, you know what I'm saying, and coincide with myself, you know what I'm saying, because, whatever goes on around us is 99% and shit like that, as far as people, places, and things and shit like that. I told you that 1% consists of you. And sometimes shit happens, you know what I'm saying, unexpectedly and shit like that. Well, you gotta know the part that you play in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. But I get better by the day. The more I go to work, work is my motherfucking, that's my first home right now. I guess, you know what I'm saying, you must learn to enjoy what you do anyway and stuff. Get comfortable with the job and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's longevity and shit like that. Man, down the road and shit. But basically, I went to work to get a lot of things off my mind as far as family members and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Loved ones, friends, and everything that don't pass. It's life is too short, like they said. You know what I'm saying? And that 360-degree turn, you know what I'm saying, is playing a lot of part in my life right now. You know what I'm saying? In other words, I had to turn around from what I was doing, man, and I had to change for the better. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, I don't know what the future brings. You know what I'm saying? All my relatives older than me. You know what I'm saying? My uncles, my grandma, grandpa, my mom now, my father. You know what I'm saying? Few great aunts and things like that. They don't pass, and we know we ain't getting no younger. We getting older. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fill that void. We gotta fill that place in our family. You know what I'm saying? In our generation. Especially if you got a lot of generation coming up behind you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want their family to be everything and shit like that. For the ones that do want some out of life and shit. But these days it's tough love and shit, and that's the shit we gotta deal with. But I'm building food for thought back up. I got a lot of stuff situated up in here, and I'm just doing a little at a time. You know what I'm saying? It ease my mind as far as working and shit like that. Seem like I come home, and just to sleep. I be with my family, my wife, kid, and stuff like that. But it's just temporarily because I'm back up and back at work. Or when I get on here, you know what I'm saying, it be some shit that, you know what I'm saying, that overwhelms me and shit like that, like losing people. And that's why I've been staying away from Facebook a lot. I go through there and look and see what's going on and things like that. I put up a few little posts and everything and shit like that. But I don't know. I've been just staying off of it and shit like that. Since this black cloud been over my head, you know what I'm saying? I don't. My whole house don't got burnt down. You know, my mother don't pass. My stepfather, her husband don't pass. And other day we just buried my little cousin. my first cousin, man, I'm gonna miss my cousin, man. You know what I'm saying? That was my brother, shit. We lived together and everything, man. Stayed with me, I stayed with him, you know what I'm saying? We had a close relationship, man. And I just wanna man, just send praises up to him, man. I love my cousin. And man, we used to make pancakes all day, every damn day. We ate pancakes all day, every day. We took turns making pancakes. Who turn it is? Your turn to make pancakes? Oh, go make the pancakes all day and night, right on the video game. Just, just that togetherness and shit like that. It's those memories that really count and shit. After that, I've been in a car accident. I'm got them to really recovering from that. I got hit from the back on the expressway coming home from work. So I'm healing up and stuff like that. So it's just a lot going on right now. And I just want to let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, man, we gotta love each other, you know what I'm saying? Because these times, man, it seem like the signs of the times, people are leaving real fast. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to us, you know what I'm saying, to make a way for our family and shit like that. And I just want to get on the 360 turn, man, and it's all about self-preservation. And I keep saying that, you know what I'm talking about? We still in the modern day slavery type of situation, man. You just got to look at it from a different type of, you know what I'm saying? A different type of angle and shit like that. It's like we get up, we go to work and work all day for that little money, you know what I'm saying? And when we do get paid, you know what I'm saying? It just be enough money just for the bills to pay the bills. So you doing shit over and over, just like a robot, you know what I'm talking about? Being programmed. We program already to get up every day and work and go slave and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And get paid peanuts and not what we supposed to be paid and shit like that. And then don't have enough time to spend with our families, have to go home and then go to bed and shit and make the preparations to do this shit all over and over. As far as when you get money, it ain't shit to do but to pay your bills and not live life. And that's why I always get on here and tell everybody to be their own person. You got a passion within yourself that'll bring shit up out of you. You know what I'm saying? Consist of not being a slave by not letting nobody dictate your life, not waiting on the government to give you no check or nothing like that. Man, use your imagine, come up with some shit. If you're selling peanuts, you know what I'm saying? If you go back to shining shoes, you know what I'm saying? And make you build shit up. You put your ideas with basic shit that don't went on, that don't happen and all this type of shit. You get self-sufficient, independent to where you don't have to ask anybody for shit. You feel me? That's what I call free. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit that we do now is like slavery. When we just sit and ain't got no future and just do the same motherfucking thing every day. Nothing never different and shit. Same process and shit until we die. Never getting a chance to travel around the world, to buy a nice car, a home, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We need to educate ourselves more to come out with our passions and shit, man. Because it's different strokes for different folks. It's different things out here for different peoples to do instead of drawing off the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I look at the podcasts and shit. The podcasts are going down because, you know what I'm saying? It ain't based on what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hip hop and rap and shit. We supposed to be validating music and seeing what's good, what's gonna hit the stores, what's gonna make a lot of money. We supposed to interview the artists, you know what I'm saying, about their music, what inspired them and all this type of shit and where they going from here and all that type of shit. These people on the podcast and everybody business. We getting down on each other. It's like a new black on black crime. You don't see the white podcast stations and stuff like that doing that. If it's anything, you look on there, they're giving each other resources and shit like that. Helping each other out, suggestions and stuff like that. We argue with each other too much. Even when we get famous, we look down on each other and shit like that. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, lifting it up, building up a dynasty or something like that. Cause you know every dog get their day, and sometimes people fall. What goes up comes down, and you want to put somebody on, even if they gravitate even higher than you, just in case you fall off. You know you got a friend in need. You know what I'm saying? Is a friend indeed, somebody that you can depend on and shit like that. But we do it the opposite way and hate on each other and shit like that. Put each other down, belittle each other, and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? For what reason? What's up, Adela? How you doing, sis? On the real, we need to graduate and get out our feelings and shit about what we do and shit and how we play each other and shit. Cause we not sticking together. We're not even out there marching cause you know you trying to get rid of the Constitution and all this type of shit. Our rights to vote and to have jobs and get up to a level where we don't supposed to be. And those are the ones that's being accepted, and those are the ones that they put in court. All our famous singers, athletes, and shit like that. They don't got a chance to got a little freedom in their life. That's freedom when you don't have to ask nobody for shit. And people get mad when you don't depend on them and shit, and you can work your own, you know what I'm saying, your own program and shit like that. That has them to bring you down to their level and things like that, and that shit you gotta watch out for. But we do it to ourselves. We bring each other down. How can one person of our quality set examples for others when we be the ones that's putting them down and shit? They got the money and everything, the resources and shit like that. But we never give them a chance and shit. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Be the best that you can be, because you know what I'm saying, we ain't getting no younger. You might be the head, not just of your household, but head of your generation one day, to where people from different families are going to come up and ask you for information and questions. They're going to go through trials and tribulations and shit the same way we did. And we got to find a way and sit there and tell them to come up out of this shit, how to get around it. You know what I'm saying? How to get past it and things like that, you know? That's a real free mother. They got their own and not inheriting shit from nobody else. My buddy on, he put me on, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Okay, oh, let's find identity and what you got and shit like that. But when the shit all boiled down, what can you do? If all this shit was taken from you in one day, what skill do you possess that'll bring you back up to where you were? Because you know, once you hustle or experience something like riding a bike or something like that, you can't forget. If you mess with money, you're not gonna forget how to make money. You ain't gonna go out here and rob your brother, kill your brother or sister over something and shit like that. Because you're gonna have the capabilities to go out there and get it like that. Even if it's with your mouthpiece, you feel me? Not even lifting a finger. Man, we're a threat to each other. That's what we is. Look at all the famous rappers that we know. Y'all finding out they all going to jail. They all got them in the closet. How many rappers you know that don't dedicate to something? I was looking on Facebook today, and allegedly I saw T.I. and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Bought them all and turned it into a complex with 60 more, something like that, 100 and some units up in there, apartments and shit like that. And he had like 50 apartments to the side for homeless kids that's on the streets. I see a lot of homeless kids in Vegas on the streets with their backpacks and shit. Early in the morning when I'm going to work, cup in their hand, standing at the stoplight, begging for money. You know what I'm saying? That's overwhelming to be so young and out there, just wandering the streets without no shelter, no food, no money, or nothing like that. no close person, family member, significant other, nothing like that. That's what it's coming to, man. Cause you know what I'm saying, we being entertained by negativity instead of positivity. You know, it's by force, it's by force that I change what I do and shit like that and how I live. You know what I'm saying? Cause I think about 5 years down the line a lot, where I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna have, what have I accomplished? You know what I'm saying? Think about all that shit down the line. Because God is taking all the angels, all the good people. We got to keep our head above water, man. We need to get some unity about ourselves, man, to lift each other up. Even if it's just a conversation, you know what I'm saying? God works through us. We give people strength. But like they say, it get greater later. Food for thought coming along real nice. I did another studio right here, and I'm still getting it together. I'm gonna present it when I'm finished and shit like that. But I thought I just needed to come on and, you know what I'm saying, just have that conversation. You know, when something on your mind, you know what I'm saying, they say talk about it. Especially if it's hurting. Because if it's hurting, it's pressure. And we already know too much pressure busts a pipe. You might accumulate high blood pressure, diabetes, or anything. You might tense up to where your blood not running right and shit like that. You might get a headache. We got to maintain our happiness. You know, if we're not all right, ain't nothing around us gonna be all right. But I like to get some prayers out to Shaheem and his family, my brother. I love him. Gonna miss him. I want to give praises to Jay family. That's my sister. Beautiful person. I'm gonna miss her so. You know what I'm saying? Always was kind to me. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know that, you know, no matter what age or whatever, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody, man, everybody's expendable. Everybody gotta go sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Some people go too early when things can be prevented. And things can be prevented if, you know what I'm saying, if you got that 360, if you're using that. Sometimes you gotta flip-flop up the shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta change the people, places, and things that we do. And most of all, we gotta be optimistic about the shit that we hear about, the bad shit that happens to us and shit like that. We gotta be optimistic and think about the good part of we still alive with all our limbs, and we can get out of this shit if we want to, cause we capability like that. We smart like that. But we nag. We always sad. We always in confrontation and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about negativity. We don't talk about how to get over, you know what I'm saying? Not even how to get back. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm working to get ahead of things before they get ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? Cause, you know, shit. Once upon a time, you know, I looked up for my elders and everybody else for information, and I sit there and I observe. To this day, as far as cooking or anything, conversation, dating, whatever. learn about the streets and everything, information, history and shit. Guys today don't do that. They look on the internet. And they get shit off the internet. They portray each other. You don't see no older OG person or nothing like that around them. And they get to think by themselves and they think stupid and shit like that. Shit that motherfuckers don't did already that can prevent them from doing and shit like that. They don't listen to. They look at the internet and they see AI shit, scientific shit. Shit really ain't true. And they go with it. And everybody want fame and shit like that. Everybody want fame. Everybody want to be, you know what I'm talking about? You don't look for the camera. You let the camera find you. I keep telling you that. It's all about self. You bring out your personality to draw people to you, to draw the crowd to you, to like to see, to like to hear what you're talking about, to like to see what you're doing or whatever and stuff like that. That's what you do. You draw them to you. You don't expect person just to be there and shit because you make, you know what I'm saying, because you're doing a reenactment or whatever and shit, because things go too far to where you trying to catch attention so much that you're doing stupid shit that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Some people do it because they be hiding something. That's the way they really be and shit. Later on down the line, you find out that shit out, just like our favorite rappers and shit like that. Singers and shit like that. They in the closet doing this and that. And you like, damn, I used to listen to that music every day, talk about some gangster shit and all this type of stuff, and ooh, and you portray the part just like it and shit. To find out 10, 20 years down the line that they was doing each other and shit like that. Shit is crazy. You gotta got them to hold a gun to be a rapper or kill somebody or whatever and shit. Where does it come from? Man? Guys on here rapping about what they gonna do and they rest around and do it and then get locked up. I never understand it. And all the podcasters telling on each other. It's easy for, you know what I'm saying, for them to tell on and talk down and beat down a person that's close to them, just like family and shit like that. Cause you know they still gonna be family, just like you know they still gonna be black. You very suddenly see them on different topics with different nationalities on their station, talking about positive things and how to come up, how to get ahead in life. You don't see that. You don't see them going to families and shit that don't lost loved ones, comforting them, telling them this is gonna be all right, sorry for their loss and shit like that. No, you see them going to the gang, glorifying the guys with the gun. Killing people with chains and shit like that. That's what you see. I've been saying shit was going back. Ladies loving ladies, men loving men. Kids think they grown. Grown people think they kids. Shit that's going crazy, you know? And man, we back on, you know what I'm saying, to have those talks. Like I say, I'm almost finished as far as rebuilding and things like that. Matter of fact, I think I got too much shit. But anyway, I want to expand it a little bit. Still got Food for Thought nonprofit. Still got the INC. I still got Ascensions LLC, and just be looking for more things, you know what I'm saying, just to come this summer, you know. Just been going through a lot, you know. And by me losing these people, just, you know what I'm saying, just showing me I need to be a better person. Just like my New Year's resolution, just to be a better person every year, you know. And Starting this year, you know, by me losing my mom on 31st, on New Year's Eve, you know what I'm saying? Every year is gonna be spectacular. Every year is gonna be greater than it was. Every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. You know, my grandmother passed during Thanksgiving and stuff like that. A lot of people, my family passed like in the wintertime, you know, and shit like that. So that caused my family plus myself, you know what I'm saying, to be sad and shit around those occasions and shit. You know, like Thanksgiving when you want your family, you be missing your family and shit. You know, you always had joke of the crowd, the best card player, the best dancer, the best, you know what I'm talking about? We get the best of everything in individual people. And that's why I keep, you know what I'm saying, the memories alive with the pictures of us having a nice time together and stuff like that. That's a memory. You know, I know we never want to see them laying down to where you can't kiss, hug them, or do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And a memory is good to have because we could always reminisce. Because after all, we learn something from those people. Every person that I have met, I've learned something from them. I had something to take from them that I can cherish and, you know what I'm saying, hold on forever. Right now, I can't answer the phone right now because, you know, I'm online, but let me see you, cuz I'm gonna see if I can bring you on. Let me give you an invite right quick. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me use the invite system they got right here. Invite guest. It took me right back to there. Cause I'm finna send you an invite. Let's see if it's gonna work right. Just come on. Just hit that link, cuz, right there and just pop in with me. Just pop in. I'll see you pop in and then I'll just bring you up. All right. I'm gonna put the link on Facebook too. Again. Boy, you made me forget what I was talking about. But anyway, man, change is good, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Change for the better. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know what I'm saying? Life is too short. On the real. Damn. Pardon the body. See, 2, 4, 6, 8. Man, I got about 12 screens up here. I don't know what I need this shit. Let's see where my buddy at. Sitting on a bike. Buddy. Oh yeah, Rich. Press that link, Rome. Pop in from that link. Hey, Mike, y'all, my prayers go out to the family. Yeah, Adela, thank you so much. For real, man. Rock was, man, a special type of guy, man. Everybody love Rock. Rock ain't never did nothing wrong to nobody, really. Well, probably in this, when he was a adolescent, teenager or something like that. But shit, Rock was a good guy, man. Had a lot of things going for himself. You know what I'm saying? Had a nice job putting together cars and shit, you know, for Ford Motors. Uh, had his own house. He had a house. He had, rode his bike and everything and shit like that, man. I'm gonna miss my motherfucking cousin and shit. On the real. He was a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Got his sons. I love his kids and everything and shit like that. And I want to just thank everybody for giving up their prayers and everything. You know what I'm saying? My family definitely needed him because he was a special kind. You feel me? One of a kind, you know. But we just got to make things better. You know. And I need my family to embrace each other. Y'all need to, man, embrace each other. You know what I'm saying? We need to be there because, you know, man, time is still hard. And it's gonna be even harder going down the road, you know, to what we're going through right now. So that's why I come on here, man. They keep it real with myself and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I fall, everything else will fall. You know what I'm saying? Everything around me. I can't fall. I can't see myself. As long as I got this body and shit like that, no matter how much pain I'm in or whatever and shit, just like I've been in an accident, man, I'm still going to work. What's up? What's up? What's up, nephew? Good afternoon to you. How you feel? I just thought I'd get on here for a little while, you know. I want to do this grand thing and shit like that because I was still working on shit and things like that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm basically finished. I just gotta buy a few more items and shit. So I mean, everything's been great though. You know what I'm saying? Far as working and shit like that. Far as the 360, like I say, that 360 turn in life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do, man, changing people, places, and things. You know, you gotta invest in yourself a little more and shit. You know. I invested in myself buying me a pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't even ride pickup trucks in Chicago like that and shit like that. Man, I had to get me a pickup truck, man, to invest in me. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that I make it to work and back and goddamn it. And I'm liable to be there every day and shit, on time and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to make preparations for yourself. You got to bring yourself up to that motherfucking status of being free. All us right now is slaves, like I say. It's just a modern day. You know what I'm saying? And we fight each other for it. We bring each other down instead of come together on some shit. You know what I'm saying? If we put our heads together, man, we'll come up with some big shit. You know what I'm saying? If we only can work together, though. That's the only reason. You know? And man, like I say, it's family first thing. You know? All of some kin, we may be some kin and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? Kin don't make you family. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta be a part of that life, you know what I'm saying? That lifestyle. Some people want the negative part, some people want the motherfucking positive side. Can't have them both. You gotta pick a side. You got to pick a side. You feel me? I've been on that side already. You know what I'm saying? I'm in experiencing this side now and shit like that, and it's a good life. Sometimes I say to myself, I wish I wouldn't have did the shit that I did so I can be more healthier. You know what I'm saying? More healthier person and shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, I did everything as a kid, from walking on fences to jumping off roofs and all this type of shit. Stabbed, shot, you know what I'm talking about? Bruised up and shit. Bones fucked up. Don't shift on been moved around and shook up so motherfucking much. Gangbang, fighting, brawling and whatever and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I get to feel that shit right now. No matter how much motherfucking pain I go through, man, I must go on. Body in pain, mind in pain. I don't lost people just like losing limbs in my body. I gotta figure out how to maneuver. How I'm gonna walk without a leg. How I'm gonna grab without an arm, cause that's what it feel like when one of my kin people passed. Somebody especially close to me. But I know it's a problem because God don't make mistakes and he take people for a reason. Sometimes he take those people to look down and look over your ass. That's why he take those people. Sometimes I told you drastic things might happen in your life. Man, sometimes it might take it something drastic to happen in your life in order for you to change your ways, to change your life, to change the way you perceive life, to change the way you act towards people and shit like that. Gotta take something away from you to give you a rude awakening. Those people that they take, if they godly, they go into that special place, and those gonna be the people that's reaching down on you, looking out for you, cause after all, those memories come back of those people. Telling you to do the right thing, to live your life, to love yourself and love your family. God do things for a reason. I wasn't ready for my mom to go. I wasn't ready for the pops to go. Her husband. I wasn't ready for Tony to go. All this shit unexpectedly. Our family is going through something right now to where we need many prayers and shit like that. So he took those people to look down on us. Because God works through people. And we knew that a long time ago, even before USA. We spiritual people, spiritual beings. We come from another place where we were family orientated, prayed together, slept together, ate together, conversated together. When we had supper, we came around the table and asked each other, how was our day? What do you have planned for the future? What suggestions do you have for me? Open-minded conversations. Today, we hide everything. We hide from each other. We don't want to see each other with shit. When we get our plate of food, we go to our room in front of a TV or something like that and eat alone and shit. You know what I'm saying? We go on the couch. We don't even sit at the table and shit. We sit on the crate. Some people stand up and eat. We don't do the shit that we used to. I said if it was up to me, we'll start all the way from scratch. We'll go all the way back to the double dutch, hopscotch, marbles, and all those days and just bring it back up and give our kids, you know what I'm saying, some type of outlook on life. Let them have an imagination to invent some new shit for the new world. You know what I'm saying? Now computers coming and shit. All our kids know is shooting, gambling, dancing, fighting, and shit like that. Not being educated on living life on life terms. Because they can do what they do. They their own individual person as they know, but they think they're working as a crowd, but no. When the motherfucker get affected, it's solo. That's you. When you fucking get hurt, your friends don't feel it. Vice versa. You gotta suffer that damn pain and shit by yourself. The rest of the world, 99% gonna go on doing what it's been doing. Or a predicament that you got yourself in. It's self-preservation though. It's how you want to live your life. I don't live my life waking up mad every day. Cursing out motherfuckers. Acting disrespectful. Being jealous of what they got on, what they eating, how they look and shit like that, man. Come on now. When I can do the same shit myself. And bring myself, invest in me. Instead of investing in negativity. against another person that might end up saving your life one day. You never know. Real shit. Man, we need to do better. We need to do better, people. I'm straight up. We need to do better. I ain't gonna even lie. I can give out suggestions and shit. I say it's hard for me to, I think it's hard for me to take them at times and shit like that. Because I'm only human. But that, don't let that fuck up your concentration on still doing the positive things out of life and shit like that. I'm gonna let you know, man, I ain't finna fuck around with no cutthroats. I'm living a different life right now. I don't need to be around no mother that's gonna be detrimental to my lifestyle or to my health. The shit that they doing that I did a long time ago. I don't try. I don't ask people to put me on. I don't ask for help. I don't ask for information and shit like that. You know, you're gonna do that shit so much to where you can realize and coincide with yourself and just go and do that shit like Nike and just do it without the information. You know what I'm saying? Cause you all you got. Ain't nobody gonna feel the same way you feel about yourself. Don't nobody supposed to feel the same way about you. They think about themselves as number one as well. So you're not finna get put up there on that. Mama need to change the norm about a lot of things about rapping and all that type of shit. We don't need to be fed negativity. I'm listening back to old school music that bring people together, that help people that's going through some relationship problems. You know what I'm saying? Regular problems of, you know what I'm saying, of life and shit like that. And how to get past it. I'm gonna leave the other shit alone. The shit that threatens your mother and your sister, your brother, and your father and shit like that. The shit that people brag up on having changed and all this type of shit that make them who they is. The people who feed off others that's going through shit and things like that, putting their business out and all that type of shit. I'm through with that. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I look at a person today, I look for a person for themselves and not who they around, what they got on and shit like that. People recognize me the same way because I be myself and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? They got me thinking that I'm a celebrity and shit like that. Like, why me? Why you pick me? Why you pay for my groceries? Why? You know what I'm saying? And all I did was be myself and be presentable, respectable and shit like that. Approachable. Those are the type of people that you want to be around. The people that can give you opportunities and shit. You know, you too loud, nephew. I can't put you on here cause that wind and shit out there I hear hitting it. I don't want it to be in nobody's ear and things like that. But I might gotta just let me see something. I'm finna see if I can just and studio keep edit. What happened? Your phone on froze? Oh, he probably gonna wait till he get to somewhere. Yeah, he probably gonna wait till he get to a quiet area. Damn, y'all heard that, man? It's windy like that in Chicago. Damn, man. What? Okay. He might come back in when he in a quiet area and shit like that. You know, I always invite my nephew up here to guest because he really involved in church and stuff like that. He be going to his meetings and everything and stuff like that. And I love when he put a passage up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the real enjoyment about life. It's about getting information and shit like that. I usually didn't even want to stand around because I was an action type of motherfucker. Because, you know, action figure, as you want to call it and shit. I like to get around, so I went and did, you know what I'm saying, shit that can get me killed. You know, it ain't even just, you know what I'm saying, gang banging and shit. Robbing and all that type of shit, different suburban and all that type of shit. I was about the action. Just like a drug user. You know, it ain't even really the drugs that it's the excitement about going to get it and shit like that. You know, back in the day, motherfuckers used to go from the west side to the south side to get, you know what I'm saying, drugs and shit like that. Or over there by, you know what I'm saying, the village or whatever and shit from out west and shit all the way out west because, you know what I'm saying, it was the adventure about going to get the shit, you know what I'm saying? You see all type of shit. Even if you standing in line, you probably see somebody get stuck up in line or whatever and shit like that, but it always been the excitement that people want to do, you know what I'm saying, before the drug, you know what I'm saying? The drug is just like, goddamn it, them eating every day, something that they gotta do. You know, the excitement part was going to get it for them and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a lot. And I got a lot of history with a lot of people. You know, I ain't no young spring chicken and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? I've been around for a minute and things like that. 54, you know, I'll be 55 this year. And experiences have been my teacher all my life. Growing up, growing up in the Holy City, you know what I'm saying? 16th Street, you know what I'm saying? Around First Branch and shit, you know? And just being around all of the chiefs and shit like that, you know? Just by being my mother's child and shit, because that was their squad and shit back in the days, you know? The famous names and shit that a lot of people know, you know what I'm saying? The young guys don't know it because, you know what I'm saying? I guess they ain't about that life force. How can I say? Put it like this: we had goals every Friday. We come together. It's just like family at a table and shit. Suggestions, discipline, prayer, praise, unity, and everything. Young guys today, they don't have that in their life. Before we did anything, we had to work this up here. And we had to learn. We had to learn scriptures, prayers. We had to recite them. I mean, just like the preamble of the Constitution, we are the people of the United States. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, ensure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and posterity, do a thing to establish the Constitution of the United States of America. We had to learn that in order to graduate out of grammar school. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like when you're affiliated, you know what I'm saying, back then, we had our goals, we had, you know what I'm saying, lessons. We had a lesson presenter that present our lessons to where we should be learned them in the period of time. Especially if it was in your heart, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to be. When I always look for uplifting. And right now, today, the organization that I play a part is always uplifting. You know, we can't be positive all the time because, you know, you got different organizations out there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody proclaimed to be number one, just like churches and stuff like that. You know, you got the Baptists, you got the Christians, you got the Buddhists, Muslims and stuff like that. You got people not going to go tell you to join. When you go to churches and shit, before they get started anything, they ask you to join. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at everything from a different perspective and shit, you know what I'm saying? Organizations had rules, regulation, and after you get, you know what I'm saying? How can I say? Whatever, but that's scratch it. I'm just letting you know that it's different organizations out there, you know, and that was once upon a time, but right now I'm thinking like, you know what I'm saying, organizations don't turn into cliques. No longer organization, no longer having goals, literature and everything, but instead don't turn into best friend cliques and shit, rivalry cliques, neighborly cliques and shit like that. In one clique, you might have a GD, couple vice lords, 400 hustle, Latin King. They can be in one clique because they're in the same area and everything. They hang around each other and shit. Those cliques go against they those cliques most of the time go against the creed, go against the gang that they're in. You know what I'm saying? For that clique. That clique violate each other. They fight each other, even though, you know what I'm saying, two oppositions really, you know what I'm saying, back in the days, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, violate each other, even if they hung together, they friends or whatever and shit like that. Or played, you know what I'm saying, it was never, you know what I'm saying, nothing to where they supposed to violate it that was going against the grain of all lit or whatever and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying, you got those different cliques out here and shit. But I think we passed that stage right now, you know what I'm saying, to where cliques at. Because now they got a whole bunch of groups, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. How can I put it? Like miniature games and shit like that. With letters as you know what I'm saying, is they name. Motherfucking name 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, or whatever and shit, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody in those crews reading up on no lick, knowing where their origin came from and shit. Matter of fact, all of, from the gang they was in, they don't change their name to the letters and shit. You know what I'm saying? They know they OGs and all they big brothers back in the days and what they did and shit like that. And right now, you know, it just got to a point where ain't no listening to no big brother. Motherfucker grown big. Motherfucker don't have a gun and all this. So what another guy gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man before I'm anything and shit like that. They not gonna listen. But still all in all, about being a man, they hang in groups. 15 motherfuckers with a gun. One get caught, all go to jail. Cause they really went about their life. They never had the schooling, the history. They don't know about these motherfucking jail systems, about this time. You know, back in the days, you know what I'm saying? We do some dirty shit like that. We get a year, 1 to 3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 5, get out in 18 months, good time and all this type of shit. Shorty today going to jail for motherfucking 40, 80 years for murder. Never produced a kid. Never graduated from school. Nothing like that. And will never be free again. That's why I say we need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to get together and unify, and we need to get things together among ourselves. You know, it got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be the whole world, it ain't gotta be the whole city or whatever. It can be one little area. And once they see you doing things, especially as a whole, they're gonna catch on and want to do it too. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get your attention from. That's how stars are made. That's how entertainers are made. That's how people get rich. Because when you get rich, to me, you free. Because you no longer depend on the system, the government, or nobody to entertain your lifestyle. Or expect for nobody to entertain your lifestyle for what they don't made and work hard for. God bless the child who got his and her own. Shit finna play out. It's finna be a lot of homeless people on the street. Family members and all. Somebody got to be the bigger person. We got to stop looking for help. Start helping ourselves. Some simple shit. It's easy to beg, sit up and not do nothing, and have a whole day of planning. You just got to think about it. That whole day, be bored in the motherfucker if you ain't got no money or nothing like that. What could you do? How much fun could you have? You could be a dependent and depending on somebody else to want to have fun for themselves and blend in. You might get a look. But that's only for that moment and shit like that. It goes back to that same shit. We brag on we smart as hell and all this shit. We know what's better for ourselves and shit like that, but we right there in the corner and shit, not doing nothing every day. But we gonna tell the next motherfucker what to do and how to live their life and shit like that. And we ain't doing shit. House to live in, window to throw shit up out of. None of that. We don't have. But we can tell somebody what they doing wrong and shit like that. We good for that. We good for bringing each other down. We good for backdooring each other. Because we figure it need to be us and not them. And they don't work hard for the shit. But we want them to lose it. Because we should have had it first. We selfish people. Jealous people. All that shit. When you can identify with yourself and keep that shit up front, you can get past some shit. Just like an addict or alcoholic admitting that they're addict or alcoholic. And hope so overcoming this shit. You gotta know your place first. You gotta know when you're wrong and shit. On the real. We smart enough to know that, right? Shit. Ain't nobody gonna do for us unless we do for ourselves. Shit happens like that. Shit getting old, y'all. On the real. Shit is getting old. So, food for thought is, man, I'm gonna get ready and open it back up. I'm gonna need some help with this. Any type of insight, any type of suggestion, I'm open. I listen to it, I work with it. Who knows? It might put us in a better place. But I want you to bring out yourself, not to rely on nobody else. You know, we tend to do shit that our friends and close people are doing. We backpack on them and shit like that. Relative selling food, so I'm gonna sell food. So that means her customers, she ain't gonna get her proper charge no more because some of her customers gonna come this way. Because I'm right there directing them and shit like that. Brand, doing clothing or whatever and shit. Man, we gotta support our brothers and sisters as well as in doing something different. I'm hoping to see somebody out there just like the snowball stand, like a long time ago, like I said. Man, I'm hoping to see somebody out there selling $5 cups of chitlins or something. Some shit out of the ordinary. That shit sound crazy, right? But a person can get rich off of it, right? If they invest in this shit. I think they'll have a whole line of people and shit. You get a person some hot motherfuckers, especially in the fall day, some motherfucking chitlins in a cup with some crackers. Shit. For $5, they'll buy that shit. Because it's different. It's something different. It's different type of ways you can make money. Get a contract. We just don't do it no more. People trying to hold up their lawn and shit like that. Keep their lawn up. You got computers and shit like that. Man, put a motherfucking note down. Put their names right there. Addresses and shit like that. Make a calendar with Monday through Friday and shit like that for a whole month. And see who need their shit done, how many times a week or whatever, and put that shit down there. Make a manifest, you know what I'm saying? Put that shit down there for the whole month. Such and such, I gotta do her 2 times a week, him a week and shit. Mowing lawn, doing this, cut anything. This shit is easy. It's easy about thinking about something instead of somebody else's shit. Or have somebody else perceiving something, you trying to, you know what I'm saying, backpack on somebody else. You can't live somebody else's dream. Not even no dream. Like, don't nothing come to a dream but a sleep, right? Sleep but a dream. You can't live nobody else's vision and make money on. You got to be yourself. You got to bring out your talent. You got to bring out your gift. Everybody got a gift. But ain't doing hair. Ladies do eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? Makeup. People cook. Clothing. You know, what's your passion? Tutor. Babysit. Anything. And it's what you make of it. Read the fine print. Life is like a box of chocolates. You know what I'm saying? Life is living life. You're an individual. You your own motherfucking person. You can dictate what happened in your life and go after it. You can either lay down and close your eyes and die, or you can live the way you want to live. But it ain't just dropping your left and come to you and shit like that. You gotta strive. Motherfuckers work hard for this. And don't go out there and do no anything for starting. Just because I hang with a motherfucker with money or always dressed and all that with the fashion and shit like that don't mean I'm gonna do what he say. That don't mean I'm gonna follow him. That don't believe I'm gonna take his side all the motherfucking time. No, anybody out there that's doing good, that's a person that I want to be better than. I don't want to be just like him. I want to be better than. When they say be like Mike, don't be like Mike. Be better than Mike. Be your own person. Set a different example. Get a different like. You know what I'm saying? Doing something different. But I ain't gonna do too much. You know what I'm saying? But this is just a presentation. Like I say, man, get with me on some shows. I need some input, some suggestions, some topics, and all that type of things. And let's just keep it gutter. You know, whatever going on in the entertainment field is going on. You know, just don't get like those people and get free to where you got money in the bank and don't have to ask nobody for shit and you got your own and then do some dumb shit because you so bored that you don't accomplish what you don't accomplish and you don't got the most money that you don't. and now you don't got the money and you ain't got shit to do. You can't hang around people because everybody trying to get you or whatever and shit. Think before you act or react. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know and shit like that. Hit the inbox or whatever and stuff. I want to thank everybody, you know what I'm saying? I want to pray for the family. Can we all pray for the family with lost ones that they'll never see again? You know, man, strictly myself, you know, it's been hard, but it's time to come out. It's time for me to get past. I can't sit and dwell, you know what I'm saying, on my love, because I already know they with me. They working with me up there and shit like that. So I can't get on here and cry all the time. I can't get on here and pout and shit. Yeah, I miss them. They know that. I know that. You know what I'm saying? Once I said it once, everybody on here should know I shouldn't have to say it all the time, because you know what I'm saying? You look a person in their eyes, you basically can see it and shit. You can see the sadness and shit, you know? So our job is to keep them motivated, keep them alive, keep them laughing and smiling and healthy and shit like that. Because it's just a circle process, and once you get in that zone, we go one by one, right behind each other and shit like that, and that's the way it's going. All I gotta do is say, stay healthy, my friends. On the real, stay healthy, happy. You know what I'm saying? Love, live, laugh. And get them kids out the street, man. I saw them kids downtown, man. Y'all ain't got no control over y'all kids, man. Straight up. All the motherfucking kids downtown tearing up shit. Straight up. And State Street got them looking like a ghost town, so Chicago going down, man. On the real. Motherfuckers don't even say good morning no more. They say, what you looking at? You feel me? Man, it's crazy, man. We need to change, man. Change for the better. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm here, but I only can do so much and shit like that. It's a whole lot of voices out there can give us some input, and you know what I'm saying? Welcome to Food for Thought. You know what I'm saying? You already a guest on here, so just make your presentation or whatever you need to do. But I love everybody, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, you're not all right, ain't nothing in your life or around you gonna be all right unless you all right. Be all right, man. On the real. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all embrace them elders, get them kids out the street, man, and stay positive, man. Do some prosperous shit. And get back with me on the next Food for Thought. Hold that thought, y'all.
Yo, hey, this is for my kinfolk. 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 First of all, I wanna thank the God above by teaching me what's right and showing me much love. Thanking all the people that pushing me ahead. Now I know in due time be breaking off bread. Living life in life terms, gotta do. Cause things in the past might come back and hunt you. The way you started out, the way you fought about. Avoided all the haters cause you took a different route. You suffered from the loss, you ate from the pain. With all the death you kept a step and yet you still remain. So let's smoke, sit back and do a toast. Not my family but you know to me it's kinfolk. Yo, this is for my kinfolk. This is